Hi everyone, I'm GozdeDamlaTurhan from Izmir University of Economics Department of Architecture. I'm going to present our paper on behalf of my colleague Selen Çiçek from the same institution, a framework for creating a hybrid experience for NFT artwork through 3D printing. So there are a lot of going on in the metaverse environment, and we are hearing a lot about those keywords, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, or NFTs. So in this paper, we focused on the NFTs and their experience, digital experience, and the authenticity of the NFT artworks, the digitization of art, its advantages, disadvantages, and the role of and the right of the artists as well. So I would like to mention about what is a centralized network and what is a distributed network in order to understand the transactions of NFTs. In the centralized network, actually, we are very familiar with this one because um, in the center you see a computer and it symbolizes simply the banks. So each user is connected to the bank, but if the bank system is hacked, then all of the users, all of the customers are affected by that. Um, that's why it's not safe actually. In the distributed network, you see that there is no computer in the middle because the transactions are provided by each user. So each user is connected to each other, and every single user or customer approves the transactions, and it requires more than 50% of the users to be hacked in order to hack the whole system. So it's relatively safer than the centralized network. And this network also has its own cryptocurrencies, the currencies, which is called cryptocurrencies. In the centralized network, like each country has its own currency. So that's the difference. So what is an NFT? It's non-fungible token. It's a particular class of blockchain-based cryptographic tokens, and they are actually, graphically speaking, in low resolution, and the data sizes are relatively smaller. And those NFTs are being used as cryptocurrencies as well, because you can exchange an NFT, you can buy an NFT, you can sell an NFT. And also, like in the physical environment, you can buy something and you can sell that, but there is no ownership rather than the receipt, maybe, and it can be easily lost. So, in the digital world, in terms of the NFTs, there is an ownership, um, the legal ownership, and there's a validity of digital assets. This is an example of an NFT series. It's called Bored Ape, launched in 2021. And there are a lot of examples in terms of the NFT collections. And so this is a smart contract, which means the certificate of ownership. So this ownership exists fully on the digital platforms as a stored data, so nobody can change it. Um, and nobody can manipulate the token metadata. And this is an example from Mintable website. You can find many others, which enables you to buy or sell your NFT. And so why we thought that there is a potential for NFTs to be 3D printed, and why we are doing that, because NFTs are based on a digital platform. So if you buy an NFT, you cannot touch it. So and also the image that um, that is available for the NFT is also available on the World Wide Web. That's why everybody can take a screenshot or just right click and save your image, your NFT, and it reduces the sense of ownership. That's why we thought that there can be a physical twin of NFTs so that the user can feel the artwork on its on his or her hands, and gives more sense of ownership. So in terms of the NFT creation, the NFTs are already digital by its nature. So you create your NFT on a software on your computer, and then you upload your NFT to the platforms that sell NFTs, and um, that's why there is a lot of potential, because the digital file is already there. So this is a screenshot from Paint. Each computer has Paint software. So actually, the digital art, and we see the first examples of digital art in the early 1980s, when the pioneering digital artist Harold Cohen used a Paint program developed by a few computer engineers. So actually, the NFTs were existing by now, but it's used as transactions started not quite a long ago. So in terms of our methodology, we were trying to go from digital to physical. So we created an NFT artist network. We defined the specifications that we need, and we created an artist and artwork database. And then we took the STL files, and we had 2D vector-based artworks as well as 3D model-based artworks, and we manipulated the geometries in order to be able to print with a 3D printer, and then we minted those NFT artworks on a Ethereum blockchain, so which was Mintable website again. We chose Mintable because it was free to upload or sell or buy the NFTs, and it requires less time to upload your artworks as NFTs. So the website requires a preview image and private file unlockable content, which you cannot see unless you buy the NFT. There is an item description as well, and other listing details. So in the private files, we uploaded the printable versions, the STL files, and so that the user or customer, when buy the NFT, he or she is going to have the private file, the STL file as a private file, so that he or she can print the NFT. And then as last step, we track the transactions through GitHub, but we are not sure if the NFTs are printed we see the downloads, but we are not sure which file is actually printed or not. So it requires a further research. So this is the results. You see the minted NFTs on the upper side. So when we print the NFTs, it provided a hybrid experience in both realms. You already have it on your computer. It digitally exists, and also you have the physical copy. So it's a physical experience as well. And it also helped to maintain the artwork's uniqueness and rarity. As I mentioned previously, if you have the NFT only in digital platforms, anyone else can just right click and save the artwork, and it reduces the sense of ownership. So, and this is the proof of ownership. You have the NFT and you have the physical version of that. And it also encouraged the artists to promote artworks on digital platforms, because when we talked about the artists that we created a network, they said that they were afraid of promoting their artworks on digital platforms because the artworks can be easily saved and shared without any references on digital platforms. So now artists have the NFTs, the digital versions, and whoever buys it, he or she also has the physical copies through this framework as well. So thank you.